Alright, Rivia friends, this is how we're going to be building our iron golem farm. It is a variation on Doc M's iron farm, basically to make it run twice as fast, keeping it in the single chunk, and ironing out a lot of his bugs. So the way it works is we'll have a zombie, who will be a nice little friend over here, and when we bob in the water, our line of sight occasionally reaches his line of sight, meaning we feel threatened, and we want to gossip about creating an iron golem. But at the same time, when we're down here, we don't feel threatened and we're able to work and sleep. These hoppers and everything are positioned in a way such that there's no solid blocks, meaning an iron golem will not be able to spawn on this little platform. And also so that there's no areas for us to fall out when we sleep or work. There's also been a platform edit from Doc M's. I have a fence that's 2 high instead of 1, and I have signs here so that if an iron golem spawns and aggresses onto the zombie, he is unable to clip into the fence. If he spawns at the very corner where while he's still partially inside the fence and jumps, he can get stuck on top of the fence, and then obviously he doesn't fall to his death and the farm breaks. Also, if he's aggressed on the zombie in certain areas, in the old designs, he'd be able to walk against the current at the very edge and stay on it. By replacing the very edge with more fence posts, he'll fall before reaching the edge to his death and won't be able to remain on the edge. With those important distinctions out, let's talk about how to actually build this farm. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to come out 14 blocks. Now, Doc M's design has it coming out 10 blocks, or I think it's 12, but that means that occasionally the villagers will be able to see this iron golem and think they're safe. We don't want that to happen. We want them to make their own iron golem. So we're going to come out the full 14. This also means that from entity to entity is exactly 16 blocks, so we'll be able to fit this in a single chunk without having to worry about entity cramming. So once we have the block that the villagers are going to stand on, we're going to place a trap door, and then facing the opposite corner, we're going to put 3 blocks like this. These are temporary blocks and can be anything. On the temporary blocks, we're going to place 3 beds facing the outer edge, and then we're going to destroy the 3 temporary blocks. On the outer edge, we're going to place a temporary block, and then we're going to place a workstation. On top of the workstation, we're going to place a solid block, and then 2 temporary blocks, and then 2 more workstations so they come out like this. Lastly, we're going to place 1 temporary block, then we're going to place a trapdoor, then a slab, then a white carpet on top of the slab. We're going to open the trapdoor, we're going to destroy the temporary blocks, we're going to place a white carpet on top of this block, we're going to place 1 last temporary block, we're going to place a bottom slab, and then we're going to waterlog the trapdoor. So as you can see, there's no area for an iron golem to spawn on this, essentially on this cage, and the villagers will be stuck in here. When we're doing this in survival, we'll need to place this slab last. Halfway between them, we're going to place a cauldron. This is where the zombie will go. And then we're going to mirror the build on this side. So again, 14 blocks away, place our holding block, trapdoor, 3 blocks facing in, 3 beds facing out, destroy our temporary blocks, temporary block, composter, permanent block, 2 temporary blocks, 2 more composters, temporary block, trapdoor, slab, carpet, carpet, destroy the temporary blocks, temporary block, slab, waterlog the trapdoor. Destroy the temporary block, and last but not least, we're going to want to open these trapdoors. So now we have this built, we can build the cage. So the main part of the cage is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be the center of the cage, so let's count it out. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to build up 4. We're going to build out 2 in each direction. Again, these can be any solid block. I may have miscounted. Okay, then we're going to need fences. We're going to need signs. We're going to need fence gates. And we still have the water. So we're going to place signs on all of these edges. We're going to place either fence gates or signs on these edges. It actually does not matter, but I just prefer to place fence gates. We're going to place fence gates one out from that, and these actually need to be fence gates. Then above this corner, we're going to place fences. Alright, funny story, I didn't miscount it, but I'm not refilming this. Then we're going to place temporary blocks. We're going to place birch fences. Extending one out as usual. And then we're going to place regular fences going back this way. Ooh. Of course, we're going to make this double tall. I'm just confusing myself at this point. My bad, guys. Okay. And in the back corner, we are going to place water source blocks. For this part, it might be a wise idea to place something like this so we can get our final source block under, or just use a temporary block. Because if you click the fence, it's not going to be effective. And then, once we have this, build the fence up a little. And build our oak fences up. Destroy all our temporary stuff. And then open all of our gates. And of course, destroy the last of the solid blocks. And there we have it. Once we have all of this done, you just tile it up, and you either want to make it every 4 blocks or every few blocks past, every 14 blocks, or every 16 would technically be better, but you don't really have to worry about it, and then you're good. Hope you guys found this guide useful, and I look forward to building it with you.